Is this the beginning of the path to peace after 3 long years of war? US and Russian diplomats face-to-face in Riyadh for the first time since Moscow began its offensive in Ukraine. After more than 4 hours, the US said it could not have imagined a better result.
In order to bring an end to any conflict, there has to be concessions made by all sides. We're not going to predetermine what those are. We're certainly not going to negotiate this today or in a press conference for that matter. But and there are other parties that have sanctions. The European Union is going to have to be at the table at some point because they have sanctions as well that have been imposed. So, but I guess the point here is the goal is, and we agreed on what the goal is to bring an end to this conflict in a way that's fair, enduring, sustainable.
Russia called the meeting productive, but left no doubt about its red lines.
We explained today that the appearance of armed forces from the same NATO countries, but under a false flag, under the flag of the European Union or under national flags, does not change anything in this regard. Of course, this is unacceptable to us.
The country at the centre of it all, Ukraine, was noticeably absent from the talks. President Zelenskyy instead travelled to Ankara for talks with President Erdogan. There he took aim at negotiations pushing forward without him, saying his country had not accepted ultimatums in the past and will not accept them now.
Ukraine and Europe, in a broad sense, that is, the European Union, Turkey and Britain, must be included in the talks and the development of necessary security guarantees that affect the fate of our part of the world together with America. The war is raging in our part of the world very closely.
President Erdogan reiterated his commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty.
Our country will be an ideal host for the US, Russia and Ukraine talks that are expected to take place in the coming period. I expressed Türkiye's support for Ukraine's territorial integrity and independence.
European allies weren't there either, but the US did send its special envoy for Ukraine to Brussels, where he met with top European Union officials before heading on to Poland. European leaders have promised to step up, but the question of sending their own troops to guarantee the lasting peace they are seeking is still dividing them. It's not yet clear whether these talks will bring an end to the fighting. The US says if anyone can do it, it will be President Trump, whose meeting with President Putin is yet to be determined. As for Ukraine, President Zelenskyy has postponed his own trip to Riyadh until March. Victoria Innes, TRT World.